All right, guys, welcome back to some more Gray Zone Warfare content. This isn't going to be a guide video as far as questing, but it is going to be kind of a guide, and if you want to learn how to weapon mod. So you see my M4A1 here, and you were curious how you build one of these that has a foregrip on it and a scope on it, and an AKM, for example. If you want to build one of these, you can actually do these with the level 1 traders. So as long as you've completed enough quest lines to unlock Artisan, you can actually build an AK that has a suppressor, foregrip, laser, or a red dot sight, and the whole 9 yards. And if you're curious how you do this, because a lot of people might not understand weapon modding, I'm going to do my best to explain it and keep it as simple and as straightforward as possible for you guys, because there's a lot of steps and there's a lot of learning to overcome with this. And it is definitely a system that takes some time to learn, especially if you're curious what parts are going to work. All right, so to get started, we're going to go ahead and dive into the weapon modding screen here and go over some of these things that you might need to know, especially when you're trying to mod out a gun, because it might be a little complicated for those who have never experienced a system like this, especially if this is your first time into a hardcore milsim shooter. This is definitely something you need to learn and understand how it's going to work for you. Okay, so the first thing first, with the M4A1, a couple things you want to look for in changing. First thing you want to change is your handguard. You have this standard M4 carbine handguard. This doesn't allow you to put any foregrips on, so we're going to want to change that. You don't right now at level 1 have any reason to change the muzzle brake or the flash hider at the front. You'll also want to change the gas block. You can change that, and the carry handle. These are the 3 important things that I'm going to recommend changing right off the rip if you want to build a M4A1 that is a little bit stronger than this base level 1. The only reason you would leave the carry handle on as well is if you want to use an ACOG sight from Gunny. So if you use this ACOG, you'll actually notice that that slides on there. An important note before we get into the modding of the 2 guns, if you're curious what works with what, and if you notice, if I hover over this ACOG right here, it is going to highlight the gun in yellow. What that means is it is compatible and it can be fitted onto the gun. If I take off this carry handle, you're going to notice that the ACOG is no longer compatible. That is because it needs a carry handle to work, but it is now compatible with this hollow sight, which previously you'll notice that the hollow sight wasn't compatible. So that's an easy way to learn, to base yourself as far as what's compatible and what, if you want to play around with the system and learn what's going to work with what. Okay, so moving on, the main things I want to buy here is going to be the M-Lock from Gunny. I want to buy a hollow sight. I want to buy a MK12 lower gas block. So this is a low profile gas block. I want to buy that. And then in Artisan, she sells an RK5 foregrip. That's the one I've been using. And now I have all those pieces, so I can go up here. And actually, I'll drag this M4 up here so you can see. And oh my gosh, it's a mess here. Not having an auto sort for inventory is an absolute masterclass of disaster. So we'll bring in the inspect. We'll right click on the gun and bring up the inspect screen. We'll drag this M4 carbine handguard off. We'll drag the one we bought on. We'll drag the we'll drag the existing gas block on. The reason you want to change this is because if you put on a scope, so I'll show you that. If you take off the carry handle, right, and you put on this hollow sight we bought, and now I will bring this gun over here and show you why you want to change that is right here. You notice when you aim, that gas block is still in the way. It's kind of tedious and kind of annoying to try and look through it, excuse me. But because how simple it is to change that, if you come back to your character and you go to inspect the gun and you remove that gas block, and if you remember that low profile gas block that we bought earlier, you want to buy that and you want to drag that on now. When you bring your gun over here and you put, you no longer have to worry about that front iron sight. A lot cleaner to look at, a lot easier to see enemies and shoot at them without having those front sights bother you. So now the next thing you want to do is you want to put a foregrip on, right? And you're like, whoa, it's not compatible. Well, that's because we are missing one important step. So if you go to vendors, go to Gunny, you'll notice he sells these M-Locks. You'll need the 9-inch one for the bottom rail of the gun. This essentially gives you the ability to trade and put on the foregrips. Without that bottom piece, that metal railing, you won't be able to put any grips on. So if that's why you're curious why you're missing those, that will do it for you as far as why you want to be able to put those on. Any foregrips or anything like that are going to require those railings at the bottom, as far as with the M-Lock, or the what is it called? It is called the M-Lock carbine handguard. So that's what you'll need in order you want to mod out your M4. So that's the M4A1. I want to show you really quick how you build a AK-74. So what you want to do here real quick, I'm going to drag all these things here. Actually, let's make space for it up there, yeah. This drag down thing is so annoying, huh? Okay, so I'm gonna go to Artisan. I'm gonna purchase an AKMN. Make sure you purchase the MN version, not the AKM. The reason why, the difference is you can't mount a sight on the AKM. So if you want to use iron sights, go for it. You can definitely use that model. But I want to use sights on my gun. So I'll purchase this, trade, and now I have the barrel. The barrel is just a barrel. It doesn't have any parts to it. And if you want to follow along, you can do that and build it the specific same way. But you can actually hover these guns right here, and it'll show you specifically what will work. So for example, this gas block, you can just drag that in there. Boom. You'll buy that, and then we can put that in there. You'll want to buy this bottom handguard, this polymer handguard with railing. You can do that, buy that, and then you can drag that on. All of those parts work with this AKMN, so just keep that in mind. You'll want to need a pistol grip. So we'll buy the MOE AK pistol grip. This is the best one you can buy for the AK at the level 1 traders. We'll buy that. We'll throw that on, and we need a stock. So this stock right here, the MOE AK stock, works for our gun, and it takes up more space. Classic. So we'll make some space down here for it, so we can put it and show you. And I will put it right here, and then I will bring the stock here. So now I have the stock on there. I don't have any grip on there yet, but if I were to buy the RK5, I don't need to buy both of them. The RK5, you can put that on there. And then we can put a mag on there. And now our gun is operational. And if you want, you can buy a sight and put it on there as well. Oh, actually, not the hollow. It's a hollow sight. You need to use this specific one right here, the dovetail mount. So the Cobra will mount on this. So we can drag that and drag that. And now we have an AKMN that you can also buy a suppressor for. So this PBS-01 will actually work with this AK as well. We can buy that, and then we can drag that on there as well. Oh, it's taking up too much space. So I'll put it here, and I'll put it there. So now my AKMN has a suppressor and a quick build for you. So that's the basis to modding guns. The easiest way I can do it and teach you is if you're curious and you're learning and you don't know what's going to work with what, if you go to the guns and you hover each of the attachments, each of them will show you what's compatible with that current build. Just remember, right now we have limited attachments in tier 1 traders, but as we level up, I will try and do my best to show you more and more. But this is currently, I'd say, the two base meta guns that you should be using for your traders, AK or M4A1. AK is a little bit more beneficial for you, especially if you're in a starter town. If you're looking for the ammo, it's easier because a lot of the AI have the 7.62 ammo, 7.62 by 3.9 ammo, which will go on your gun. Oh, an important thing before I let you guys go, I'm missing on my AKMN. I just noticed here is you'll need a dust cover. It won't tell you it right off the bat, but if you go here and you go to vendors and you go to artisan, you'll need this dust cover. This actually goes on there as well. So now we're operational. So that's how you build those two guns. As far as the learning the system, it's definitely something you just got to play with over time. It'll come naturally to you, and you'll learn by playing around and putting parts. That's the best thing I can recommend to you. But that's the best thing I can show you right now so you can get a good feel and understanding for it. Hopefully this helped you guys out. I know it's not a simple system to explain, but if you guys are curious and need more help, drop it down below in the comments, and I will do my best to help you guys out with it, all right? Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully this video, if it did, make sure to hit that like, and if you want to see some future Gray Zone content, drop that sub. I am just pumping stuff out, as you can tell on the channel. So please do enjoy. I'll see you guys out there. Good luck.